right. Welcome to today's episode of Your Daily Scrum. That guy over there is professional Scrum trainer Todd Miller. Thought I'd add, he should be first today. Who am I?
Ryan Ripley. Actually, at Ryan no space Ripley.
Oh, yeah. That's my Twitter handle, right?
Yeah.
Did we ever get you a new Twitter handle? It should be Champagne Miller.
There was a couple that people left in the comments, and I wasn't digging any of them. There's it's got to be better. So if there's a better Twitter handle than Todd_Miller11 that you can think of,
comments.
Yeah. And you might just get a book in the mail.
Yeah. Todd will ship you a book if you come up with the Twitter handle that, actually, I'll probably end up shipping you a book, but we'll get you a book if you come up with a better Twitter handle. But Todd, we better get to the question today.
Let's do it. Yep.
Where does QA fit on a Scrum team?
Yeah. And this is a question can I be honest about this question, Ryan?
Please.
I thought that I answered this enough 5 or 6 years ago.
Did you?
Maybe more. Because this was a huge topic of discussion when I felt like Scrum was coming into mainstream.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there was separate development departments and separate QA departments. But what I'm coming to find out is there still exists a lot. It still exists a lot in organizations as separate departments for stuff. So
yeah, it's pretty wild that we're still working in a setup where developers can just throw stuff over a wall to a separate team and not actually suffer the consequences of their own work.
Right, that's true.
That model just drives me nuts. And so if you were to ask me, where does QA fit on a Scrum team? QA is right next to a developer, pair programming on an activity, creating capabilities together, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're a full-fledged member of a Scrum team. They are one of the many developers who help a team create increments of useful, valuable, awesome product. And I don't see them any better, different, or worse than a programmer, a business analyst, an engineer, an expert. They are another crucial piece of the puzzle that's involved in getting this thing called an increment shipped out the door. Yeah,
they develop stuff, right? They develop test cases.
Yeah, they help write the testing framework. They help make sure that data integrity is maintained. They make sure that we're not getting in trouble from a bug or definition of done perspective. But I love pairing up programmers and QA people and have them work together on building capabilities. It teaches some coding skills to the QA expert. It teaches, look, most of the QA people that I know, Todd, they think a little differently. They actually get some delight and joy in breaking our stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And so the more that a developer can learn how they think, the more defensively the programmer can program. I mean, it's just all around great learning. It's transparency. It's whole team understanding. The more collaborative all of these different roles work together, I think the better we are as a team.
Yeah. And, the one argument I often get is that, well, QA work lags behind that of coders. Right. And so to me, although that might be partially true, you can get ahead of that lag by, like you said, working with and pairing with a coder. You can get ahead of that by having your test cases explicitly defined as the sprint goes on. You can get ahead of that if you bring your point of view into a retrospective so that coders can't just be working on something without checking it in and putting it in an environment very quickly, right?
Right.
So I think that bringing that lens that a tester has into all facets of how the Scrum team might change their process really makes it important to the quality of the product. Because there's one thing that I don't think we can say enough, right? There is nowhere in Scrum that says that you're going to gain a ton of speed, right? The idea is to build with quality and purpose, right? And to build valuable stuff. And you can't really do that if your quality sucks.
I mean, you can't bake it in at the end.
Right.
It just doesn't work. And so if you're a team, especially if you're on a team where right now a lot of your time is spent on bugs that are coming in and defects that are coming in. And if you're having to hold back capacity, I think we talked about that in a past video, having to hold back some capacity because these escape defects keep coming back. Well, guess what a QA person or two working collaboratively with a Scrum team on the Scrum team, full-fledged members can do in that situation? right? They can actually analyze the defects coming in. They can suggest ways to permanently solve them. They can help get us out of those horrible situations. So if you're treating QA as an afterthought, if you're treating QA as a group that we just throw things over the fence to, if you're not treating them as a full-fledged developer and a full-fledged member on a Scrum team, I think you're missing a lot of opportunity to get some really high-quality work to customers sooner.
Yeah. And, I think just kind of icing on the cake here, there was a lot of people that asked this question. Yeah. So we do our best to give recognition out there, but there's a lot of people that asks, and we're finding themes and questions and adding them to our product backlog. So Thank you for this question. I think I'm a bit remiss in thinking that we solved this a bunch of years ago. So that's I apologize. I'm glad, and hopefully this video helps, right?
Yeah, so be sure to leave your questions below in the comments section. Who knows, maybe one of your questions will turn into a video in the future. Check out our socials, right? It's at Agile for Humans on most platforms. Smash that like and subscribe button, right, Todd?
Right. Yeah, I was trying to think of something cool to say.
Well, you missed that opportunity. Yeah. So smash that subscribe and like button. Make sure that the next time we drop another video. We've got plenty of new things coming along, fixing your Kanban, fixing your Scrum, your daily Scrum, maybe a few other, maybe we'll fire up Craft Brewed Agile here in the future. Lots of things coming. There we go.
Drink some Miller High Life.
Some champagne. Beer. All right. I think we'll wrap this one up. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. We will catch you tomorrow on tomorrow's edition of your Daily Scrum. Have a great day.